Right, hang on. Well, got a little treat here. Can't even see it. Right, there we go. And welcome to Absolute Star. Janty here, and today I'm with my gorgeous little doggy Dylan. Say hello, Dill. Say hello. Say hello. He's just been to the beach. Oh, he loves that word. We're very fortunate here to live close to the beach, so we can walk him all the time. He's not used to looking at this phone on the floor. Yeah. Oh, he's my gorgeous little pal. And he lives between my house and my son's house. He's just moved now, so he's got his house. And he keeps us sane in this isolation and pandemic. And, anyway. I'd love to know if anyone out there's got a little dog that really keeps them going as well. You must tell me your stories. I'd love to hear. Anyway, this little fella, this gorgeous little bunch of bubble of fur is a Maltese, and he's a mix between a Maltese, and a Shih Tzu. There you go. And he's 1 year old, and I got him when he was 4 months old. And remember when we got you, Dill? Oh, remember? Oh, so beautiful. Little faces. Well, it's probably because he knows I've got treats. Anyway, when he was about 4 months old, he was at a breeder's with lots of other Maltese, but he was bigger than all the others. And I said to the breeder, why is he older? Why is he here? You know? And he was so gorgeous. And they said, oh, somebody had taken him home and then brought him back because they didn't want him. I said, why? What on earth would you do that for? Well, they went to work and he moaned, and cried. And I thought, my God, why do they do that? Anyway, I thought, that's the dog for me. That's the dog for me. So Dylan came home with us. And do you know what? He's been an absolute godsend to me with having a chronic illness. And I'm sure lots of other people out there who have chronic illnesses also would say the same, that the dog is an absolute lifesaver. They're so loving, so squashy and gorgeous. And even the bigger dogs, particularly the bigger dogs, they're so loyal, and I don't know what we'd do without them. I get quite emotional when I talk about my pets because of the amount of love that they give you. I'd love to know in the comments section all your stories about your dogs, your pets, cats. I've got a friend who loves cats, Becky. Hi, Becky. She doesn't know what she would do without her cats. I had a cat once. I had a dog and a cat. I remember now when I was very young. I've got a dog called Dylan, like Dylan, and a cat called Thomas. Dylan and Thomas. And they got on really well, actually. Yeah, they did. Well, anyway, this little fella, he's 1 year old, a Maltese, and I don't know, well, you can't see his eyes now. He's got all that sort of, well, look at this stage, you've got sand in your face and everything today. Oh, God, is he good? This is all for a treat, I know. When he was very small, I remember he was quiet. And when they're sitting there quietly and you think, oh, I'm worried about him now. This isn't like little Dill. Well, he had a sore eye. And I was looking at him and I said to Andrew, my son, Dill, there you go, in your basket. And I said to Andrew, my son, oh, he's sitting on said, do you think he's got a funny eye? I think he's got a funny eye this morning. Was it? Oh, hang on. I said, I think he's got a funny eye. Now, you've got to be a good boy. And Andrew said, yeah, it looks a bit funny. It was like that, you know. Like one was like a bit thinner than the other one, like a big eye, and one was a bit thinner. So I thought, what's up with him? And he was quiet, you know, wasn't quite himself. So I thought, right, you're going to the vets. And I got one of those companion care things for him, you know, that, you know, when they go to the vet, they can, you can get an appointment any time because you pay your monthly subscription, you know, because it's so expensive, isn't it? Whew. Anyway, I went over to the vet and they said, oh, I think he's got an eye infection. So I said, all right, just a few drops, you know, something like that, that'll do. Anyway, it didn't get better. So I took him back a couple of days later and they said, we'll go and have somebody else have a little look at his eye. Anyway, a couple of hours later, he'd gone in. They said, we'll keep him in and have a look at his eye. A couple of hours later, they were doing a big operation on him. I was out of my mind. I thought, he only came in with a sore eye and that eye infection. Didn't seem any big deal. It was just, you know, a bit. Anyway, get him his chewy stick. Chewy stick time. So anyway, I said to the vet, what's the matter with him? You know, that he would need an operation. And they said, he's got what we call a corneal, he's got what we call, he needs a corneal graft. I couldn't get my words then. And I went, what's that? And he said, well, it's a big thing. It's like putting a little contact lens over his cornea because it's been split or something horrendous. And I thought, anyway, the poor little thing, this is a horrible lot, but he's great now, so don't worry if you have a pet who might need that. It's just that it takes months to get over it, you know, and he had one of those cones on his head and he was having drops every 5 minutes and had a chart on the fridge of all the different things that had to do with him. And all the time, my heart was breaking because he seemed to be in so much pain, you know. But, and we had to be so careful that he didn't touch his eye and all this sort of thing. But he's a little trooper and he was only little, you know, he was only a few months old. But he's one now. Look at him now. I don't know if you can see him now. Look at him. He's got this chewy stick, like this thing. This. They love them, don't they? And he's fine now. So if you have a pet that needs anything like that, corneal graft or something horrible, the main things I got from that was. How scared you get because you don't know how to help them when they're struggling or they're in pain. But if you follow what the vet says to the letter, they'll be fine, like little Dill. You have to be really disciplined with those drops though and everything. Anyway, that's the story of little Dill. And he loves the beach. That's the other thing about him. We're very fortunate where we live. And when he was... when I first got him, they said, multi-shees, they don't need much exercise. You want to see him go? He absolutely loves it, chasing seagulls and all that sort of thing. Can't keep up with him. So we use the treats, you know. That's the only thing that gets him back, really. Well, not the only thing, but it always, absolutely always gets him back if he thinks he's going to get what's called the word treat. Oh. Anyway, I'd love to hear all your stories about your pets. I'd love to know how they're coping with walking them. I mean, I've seen people go past the house with their dogs, and which is great because there's a lot more of that than I've seen before. So the dogs are definitely getting more walks around here anyway. But it's also lovely to see couples walking together. I'm not seeing that for ages, you know. I look out the window because, as I say, I work from home and I'm home quite a bit, especially if I'm not so well. And sit there by the staring window, thinking, I wish I could go out. I wish I felt better. But on a good day like today, I can go for a walk around the block, joining all the other, well, I tell you what, I did that the other day. I went round the block for a walk, and they were all out, the weather was lovely, and they were all out mowing the lawn. And oh, I love the smell of the grass. Oh, you know, that cut grass smell. God, I love it. So I'm like, you know, taking it all in, thinking, oh, this is great. Next thing my eye starts going all runny, you know. I forgot my pollen allergy. Oh my God, I forgot all about my allergies. So I'm doing all this. Isn't that lovely, the grass smell? And then I'm walking on the pavement, and there's people, like, you know, when they come towards you and they cross over the road. It's horrible, isn't it? But, you know, it's obviously important, but, you know, it just makes you feel horrible, like, what's up with her? Anyway, I mean, I do the same. I'm doing the same. Well, anyway, I'm walking along the pavement, and my eyes going like that, and I'm thinking, oh God, my nose is going to start running in a minute. So I look like, plague, keep away from her, you know. I look like that. Because I've been doing my big breaths for this grass, you know, so I'm, you know, cheering myself up with the lovely smells. So anyway, the next thing, my nose is running, my eyes running, and then of course I've got to have to sneeze on it, you know, and you're holding it in like, oh, no, don't sneeze, because the whole of this street is probably like disown me. So I'm holding it in, you know, and I'm thinking, I'll use my sleeve. Oh, it's terrible. And I just thought of all the people out there now who have pollen allergies or anything to do with this latest weather, the spring, the gardening, and all the rest of it. You know, we're going to be very segregated here, us allergy sufferers. Anyway, I managed to hold it in and walked in the house, opened the front door, and I just went, "Achoo!" Big sneeze. Oh, sorry, Deb. And big. Do you want a light for that? Big sneeze, big nose blow. You know, the whole thing, and some quick dose of Piriton, and I was all right. But it was funny at the time. Well, it was funny when I got home. It wasn't funny at the time. Anyway, waffling on about my day, walking around. Isn't it terrible when you haven't got any intelligent conversation to talk about except what you've done? But then again, you know, it's nice, isn't it, to just sort of experience moments as they are. Because, do you know, another thing I was thinking when I was out with me thoughts going around the block, I must find somewhere else to go. I don't go to the beach because of my health. I stay away from, you know, I just stay on my own, I isolate. And loads of people go to the beach, you see. So I'm trying to stay around the estate where there's just one or two dog walkers about, and we can keep away from each other. But I was just thinking to myself, you know, this thing about everybody says how they miss. Dylan, who's eating me leg now? How everybody sort of misses everybody, which is huge, isn't it? And I miss people. God, I miss having a hug. I miss giving a hug. You know, that's why Andrew and I share Dylan. He gets hugged to bits. He's like our hug machine. And I thought, yeah, I do really miss people, and it is terribly, terribly sad at the moment that we can't, you know, be together. But have you not thought of the other side of it? That there are people who you're just so glad that you don't have to deal with anymore. There are people who you just don't have to bother with because you can't. Officially, we can't. We can't go near each other. Hello, baby boy. Hello, baby boy. And I thought, well, I actually thought that was all right. There must be people out there now who are thinking, well, thank God I don't have to bother with this person or that person anymore, because they were driving me mad. A lot of people do drive you mad, and they can really upset you, you know, and they can spoil your whole day. You go home of a night after work or just wherever you've been, you know, and you think, wow, crikey, I'm glad to be home away from all that. And now, you know, you can. We're forced to stay away from everyone, and that includes all the horrible ones as well. Well, you know, the ones that drive you mad. So there's a plus if you're on your own. Just a thought. Anyway, I'm going to show you a little clip now of my little Dale on the beach. You'll like this.